baseman. Here's the pitch from Ortiz. It's chopped to the pitcher, Ortiz. She throws to first for the out, and that's the second out of the first inning. So the next batter is Kelsey Brassard. She is the leading hitter for Laton, batting a robust .587 on the season. Also has the highest on-base percentage for the Lady Mustangs at .648. Bats left-handed. Here's the first pitch to Brassard, and it's a swing and a miss. Good pitch, down and low. It's 0-1 to Brassard. She hits a pop-up to the second baseman, Jamie Williams, and it drops in. She might have lost it in the sun, so Brassard gets on base with a fly ball just beyond the reach of the second baseman, Jamie Williams. So with 2 outs and a runner on first, Sydney Cisneros, the starting pitcher, is up to bat here in the cleanup spot. And Sydney has a very good percentage for the season at the plate at .556. She has 36 RBI on the season as well. It's a swing and a miss. Runner on first. That's Brassard at first base. Here's the pitch from Ortiz, and it's high. That's another high pitch. That's Brassard at first base, ready to run on anything hit. And it's a pop-up to the backstop. Foul ball out of play. We're just underway here. You're watching the Division VI Softball Championship from the Central Section in Hanford, California. My name is Mark Espinoza. Thank you for joining us. And the one, looks like a balk. He's calling a balk on Ortiz. Ortiz looked like she slipped on the mound and inadvertently committed a balk. So the home plate umpire awards the balk, and the runner at first, which was Brassard, is awarded second base on the balk from Ortiz. So Sherry Shoemaker catches the block. The first home plate umpire. It's a low, and it's a walk. So 2 outs in the inning, and now you've got Brassard at second base. Cisneros, the pitcher, walks, and up to bat is the first baseman, Tori Castaneda. Castaneda is hitting .347 on the year. Has driven in 11 runs, so an excellent position here to score some runs in the very first inning, and she swings and misses at a pitch in the dirt, so it's 1-0 the count. It's foul, out of play. So the runners have to go back to their respective bases. Here's the next pitch coming up for Castaneda, the first baseman, as she bats right-handed. And it's a drive to the left fielder. And the left fielder is looking and catches the ball. That was Elena Gomez making the put out. So it's a fly out. So Castaneda flies out to left field. And at the end of one half inning, it's the Laton Mustangs nothing and the Sierra Pacific Golden Bears coming to bat. You're watching PlayOnSports.com, your home for high school sports. If you want to watch more of your school's great matchups, like the game you are enjoying here today, tell your school to sign up for the Play on Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SVP. So now we have coming up the bottom of the first, coming to bat are the Sierra Pacific Golden Bears. The Golden Bears, as I mentioned earlier, are led by Coach Jennifer Bueno. They were a sparkling 22-3 overall, 14-1 in the East Sequoia League. And I was talking to Coach Bueno before the game. She expected a good and well-played game, pitching duel. And also she expected a close game with some timely hitting deciding the contest here for the Division VI crown. So as we get ready to start the last half of the first inning, there is no score as we just got underway. And leading off for the Sierra Pacific Golden Bears. And leading off for the Golden Bears is the center fielder, Samantha Smith. So Samantha Smith checks into the batter's box. And here's the first pitch from Sydney Cisneros, the starting pitcher, and it's in there for a strike. So 0-1 right off the bat to Samantha Smith. And it's a swing and a miss. The count is 0-2. Samantha Smith is the junior center fielder for the Golden Bears. And it's a ball. Okay, the count is 1-1 to Smith. And it's a pop-up high in the sun and out of play over the backstop. So here's the pitch, and it's lined down the left field line, but foul. So Samantha Smith had a good pitch to hit, but hits it foul down the third base line. And here's the next pitch. It's hit to the second baseman, and she drops the ball. So Smith gets on, and that was a tough ball to hit, or to catch rather, and the second baseman for Laton, Melissa Castaneda, can't keep the ball in the glove and drops it. So Smith gets on board with a single, and I would think it's not an error because that was a really tough ball to catch. So up next in right field is the right fielder Holly Stafford. She pops it up to the pitcher, Sydney Cisneros. She catches it for out number 1. Now batting for the Golden Bears is Kiana Molina, the catcher, number 11, as she faces the Mustang Sydney Cisneros on the hill. And first pitch is low for a ball. That's Samantha Smith at first. She got on base with a single that was apparently lost in the sun by the second baseman, Castaneda. And here's a hit ball to the left side, out of play. So Molina stands in for the next pitch from Cisneros with a runner on first and one out. So with one out, Molina waiting for the next pitch from Cisneros, and it's hit foul down the left field line. Out of play. Runners at the bases in softball are not allowed to steal, and they cannot leave the base until the ball is hit. And it's hit foul once again. So Molina continues to take some good hacks at the ball, but can't keep it fair. It's 0-0 here in the bottom of the first. This is the Girls Division VI Softball Championship, coming to you live from Hanford, California. Here's the next pitch from Cisneros. It's a pop-up, and again it goes foul. Here's the next pitch from Cisneros, and it's hit again, foul. So Molina, one of the top batters, in fact, she is the top batter for Sierra Pacific, hitting .536 on the season with 38 RBI, with 14 doubles, 7 triples, and 6 home runs. So definitely a run producer for the Lady Golden Bears. And a swing and a miss. She strikes out on a high pitch from Cisneros. So a good strikeout there to get Molina out. So Molina strikes out, and that'll bring up with 2 outs the first baseman, Marissa Enriquez. Standing in the box, left-handed batter. And first pitch is a strike, so it's 0-1. Enriquez heading .465 and has driven in 26 runs on the season. Here's the next pitch from Cisneros, and it gets away from the catcher, and now Smith advances to second base on the wild pitch. They may rule it as a pass ball, though. So now Smith is on second base for the Golden Bears as she gets into scoring position. And the ball is low and wide. And a swing and a miss for Enriquez. So Cisneros hoping to get the strikeout at least on this batter and to end the inning. Ball is low for a ball. Smith still standing on second. She got on base by a single. A pop fly that was a hard ball to catch in the infield, so she got on. And it's a tip foul to the backstop. And as a ball hit to the shortstop and the throw to first for the out. So Enriquez grounds out to the second baseman. or shortstop Abby Thomas, for the put out at first. And at the end of one full inning here in the Division VI softball championship, it's the Laton Mustangs nothing and the Sierra Pacific Golden Bears nothing. You're watching PlayOnSports.com. Play on Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play on Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep it with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. We've completed one inning of play here from Hanford, California, between the Sierra Pacific Golden Bears and the Laton Mustangs for the Division VI softball championship. As we head to the second inning, top of the second, so leading off for the Laton Mustangs will be Abby Thomas, the shortstop. Thomas is hitting .259 on the season with 18 RBI and 15 hits. First pitch is a strike. So here's Ortiz on the mound for the second pitch to Thomas. And it's low and in the dirt. A 1-on-1. Here's the next pitch from Ortiz. And it's hit to the shortstop, Ashley Brown, and she's thrown out at first. So Thomas grounds out to the second baseman, shortstop rather, for the first out of the inning. And up to bat is Jaylene Montalvo, the center fielder, and she bunts, tries to bunt it, and she's thrown out with a good play at first base. So a nice try on the bunt from Montalvo on the ground out. So that's out number 2 in the inning. And up to bat is the right fielder, Jeanette Avila. Avila is batting .278 on the year. Has a couple of doubles with 8 RBI. So 2 outs in the inning. Here's Ortiz with the pitch, and it's inside for a ball. Count is 1-0. We're in the top of the second here. And again, it's high for a ball. Ball 2. Got a good crowd on hand here at the campus of Sierra Pacific High School in Hanford, California. These two teams have had great seasons with only 1 loss apiece in league play. Sierra Pacific only had 1 loss all season long in the East Sequoia League, while the Lady Mustangs only had 1 loss as well in the East Sierra League. Here's the next pitch from Ortiz, and it's outside. Make that a strike. And it's a little bit high and wild, goes to the backstop. So maybe a case of Ortiz overthrowing on that pitch. And she strikes out Avila. So Avila strikes out for the 3rd out of the inning. And at the end of an inning and a half, still no score. You're watching PlayOnSports.com from Hanford, California. I was talking to Coach Willie Castaneda. He's the coach for the Laton Mustangs before the game, and he said that he also expected pretty much what Coach Bueno expected on the other side at Sierra Pacific, a pitching duel between Ortiz and Cisneros. Timely hitting will probably decide the game as well. So far, both coaches were right. Not a lot to hit out there as both pitchers are dominating in the early going of this ball game. Both teams had similar statistics going into this ball game. Both had really good on-base percentages. Laton comes into the match with a .503 on-base percentage, while Sierra Pacific was at .445. Laton was leading in slugging percentage over Sierra Pacific, .504 to .495. And Sierra Pacific, though, had a sparkling overall record that gave them, what, 870 winning percentage. So now up to bat for Sierra Pacific in this bottom of the second is number 13, Elena Gomez, the left fielder. So count is now 0-1. Here's the next pitch, and it's a ball. It's 1-1. Cisneros hits the batter, so on the hits batsman, Gomez takes first base. So a wild pitch from Cisneros puts Gomez at first with no out. And up next for the Golden Bears is Ashley Brown, the shortstop. This is her first at bat of the game. And it's low. And she looked like she was going to bunt, so the third baseman, Kelsea Brassert, comes running up. Here's the next pitch to Brown, and she grounds to the shortstop, Ashley Brown, and she can't handle the ball, and she gets to first. So it's looks like an error. I'm going to say an error. So that is Abby Thomas, excuse me, on that play. So 2 runners on with nobody out. And next up is Gabby Ortiz, the starting pitcher for the Golden Bears, as she bats left-handed against her opponent, Sydney Cisneros, on the mound. So the first pitch is a ball. 2 on, no out here in the bottom of the second. Here's the next pitch from Cisneros, and it's a bunt down the third base line. Cisneros gets the ball and can't make a play. So now the bases are loaded with nobody out, and that was a heck of a bunt by Gabby Ortiz, the pitcher, to get on base. So the first 3 batters in the bottom of the second get on base here. A dicey situation for the Laton Mustangs with nobody out and bases are loaded. And up to bat is Jamie Williams, the second baseman. Here's the first pitch to Williams, and it's low for a ball. So now Cisneros has to be thinking strikeout in this situation. Unless there's a ball hit directly back to her, she can go to home plate for a force. And it's another ball. So it's a strike, called a strike actually, a low strike. So that was definitely a pitcher strike. Here's the next pitch. And it's a ball. So the count is 2-1. And it's a swing and a miss foul pitch, and it gets away from the catcher, and the first run of the game scores. So scoring on the play is Elena Gomez, who was on third, so she scores. And now the score is 1-0 in favor of the home team, Sierra Pacific, on the play at the plate. So we still have runners at second and third. And Jamie Williams still at the plate. And it's a tip foul to the backstop, out of play. Here's the next pitch. And it's a swing and a miss. So that is the first out of the inning as Williams goes down swinging. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Riley Simmons. Her first at bat of the game as she stands in, left or right-handed batter against the right-handed Cisneros. First pitch is inside for a ball. Close pitch. Makes the count 1-0. And a swing and a miss. So Simmons definitely trying to drive in those runs. Got second and third with runners on second and third. And one out in the inning. And it's another foul ball. Here's the next pitch from Cisneros. A swing and a miss. And Simmons goes down swinging, so she strikes out for the second out. And that's going to bring up Samantha Smith, the center fielder, who got a single in her first at bat in the game in the first inning. So she's up here with 2 outs, runners on second and third. First pitch from Cisneros is low for ball 1. Oh, make it a strike, a low strike. So that's definitely a good pitcher zone right now, called by the home plate umpire. Here's the next pitch, and it's lined down the left field line for a hit, and coming in to score is Ashley Brown for the second run of the game for the Golden Bears. So we get a hit from Samantha Smith, her second hit of the ball game. She's standing on first base. And that'll bring up Holly Stafford, the right fielder who flied out in the first. So the Golden Bears have definitely drawn first blood here in the second inning of this championship game. And up to bat is Holly Stafford, who flied out her last at bat. She's the right fielder, and she swings and fouls it to the backstop for strike 1. So now we have a runner on second. Here's the next pitch. It's high. So Stafford holds up, takes outside and high and outside for the third ball of the at-bat. Cisneros been on the mound for a while. She's definitely got to be tiring just a little bit here. High-stress inning. It's a pop-up to the left fielder. And she can't make the play. So Elena Gomez, make that the left fielder. That was Licinia Jimenez, unable to make the play. So Stafford's now at third base. Up to bat now is the catcher, Kiana Molina, who struck out in the first inning. And first pitch gets away from the catcher. That's Mendiola behind the plate. Here's the next pitch from Cisneros. And the ball is hit foul up and over the backstop. So Cisneros has used a lot of pitches here, although some of the plays were not her fault. Some of the fielders failed to make the plays, so that's kind of put her in a bind here. And the next ball is hit down the left field line, foul. And we're in the bottom of the second, and it's the Golden Bears 2 and the Laton Mustangs nothing. This is a 7-inning game unless it's tied at the end of 7, then we will go to extra innings. And there is a mercy rule in effect. And it's popped up to the left fielder who makes the play. That's Lasenia Jimenez on the putout. So that's going to retire the side here in the second. And Molina flies out to the left fielder. So at the end of 2 full innings, we've had here in the bottom of the second, we've had 1 hit on 2 runs on 1 hit, and the end of 2, the Golden Bears are leading the Laton Mustangs 2-0. Well, so far we've played 2 innings here at the campus of Sierra Pacific High School, and we've had a pretty sloppy game, at least defensively, from the Laton Mustangs, where there's been a number of plays that under normal circumstances might have been made, but it's still early in the game, but now Laton has a chance to get into the ball game up bat. Okay, coming up to bat for the Laton Mustangs here in the top of the third. It's going to be number 20, the left fielder, Lasenia Jimenez. This is her first at bat in the game. Here's the second pitch, and she hits it to the pitcher, Ortiz, who throws her out on the throw to first base for the first out of the top of the third. So Jimenez grounds out to the pitcher for the first out here in the top of the third. And coming up for the Laton Mustangs at the top of the order here in the top of the third is Castaneda, and she flies out to the first baseman for out number 2. So it's a fly out by Castaneda. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Marina Mendiola, who grounded out in her last at bat in the first inning. So here's the next pitch from Ortiz. It's a tip foul. So the Lady Mustangs trying to get something on the board here. Still early in the game, though. But remember, softball game is 7 innings normally. So unlike a regular baseball game, a little more urgency as we get into the later innings. But Mendiola definitely comes here into this game with quite a reputation at the plate, batting .373. She has driven in 20 runs on the season, including 3 doubles. Here's the next pitch. It's high and inside. So that's 3 balls and 2 strikes. So it's a full count to Mendiola, the catcher for the Mustangs. Here's the next pitch from Ortiz on the 3-2 count. And it's a hit to the shortstop, Ashley Brown, for the 3rd out. So that is the top of the 3rd as Mendiola flies out. And at the end of, we're going into the bottom of the 3rd, and the score at the end of 2.5 is the Golden Bears 2 and the Laton Mustangs nothing.
Professional action photography from today's championship matches provided by Max Preps, your leader in high school athletics. Please visit maxpreps.com to view statistics.
So far in this game, the Laton Mustangs, I see that they've only gotten about 1 hit so far. While the Sierra Pacific Golden Bears have 3 hits on the game, but they've made them count as they scored 2 runs, some of those on a pass ball, a wild pitch rather, and a hit batsman Elena Gomez, who was hit at the plate and eventually scored on a wild pitch. And the Golden Bears now lead this game 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. All right, so we're going to go to the bottom of the 3rd here.
Now batting number 9, Marissa Enriquez.
So it's a tip foul. So Enriquez now at the plate. And she hits foul ball on the left side. Next pitch is low. And it's hit to the second baseman, Jamie Williams. I'll make that the second baseman. That's going to be Melissa Castaneda. So Elena Gomez now is at the plate. Remember, she scored on a wild pitch in the 2nd. Ball is high and inside for ball 1. Ball is in the dirt. Here's the next pitch, and it's hit to the second baseman, Castaneda, who throws out to first. So Gomez grounds out to the second baseman. And Ashley Brown is now at the plate. She's the shortstop for the Golden Bears. She got on base by way of an error. Her first at bat in the second. First ball is high. And she hits it to the shortstop, to the center fielder, who gets the ball quickly back into the infield, but she's on first now. So Ashley Brown hits a single and is on first. That's going to bring up the pitcher, Gabby Ortiz. Gabby hits it foul to the left side, out of play. Gabby is hitting .296 on the year with 14 RBI. Gabby was also the pitcher of the year in the East Sequoia League at 15-2. So she comes in here with a sterling pitching record on the mound and can handle the bat pretty well, actually. She stands in here with a runner on second. Here's the next pitch. And it's hit to the shortstop and it's thrown out at second base on the force. So at the end of 3 innings of play, the score remains 4-0 in favor of Sierra Pacific. You want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you are enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. And I know we mentioned this at the top of the broadcast, but behind home plate this afternoon, calling balls and strikes, is Cherie Shoemake. The first base umpire is Rudy Avila, and at third base, it's Wyatt Wong. You're watching the Division VI championship game here on PlayOnSports.com, coming to you live from the campus of Sierra Pacific School, the home team here. They're in the white jerseys with green lettering. And the Laton Mustangs are in blue and gold. And they're coming up to bat here in the top of the fourth. They are the visiting team. So first up is the third baseman, Kelly Brassard. Oh, thanks. So here's Kelly Brassard at the plate. Takes first pitch low. So the count is 1-0. Ortiz with the windup and the pitch. Once again slow, it's ball 2. 2-0. Brassard got her single in the first, so she's 1 for 1. Here in the top of the fourth. It's 3-0. And it's called a strike. And there's a bit of a delay here as they try to get some debris off the field. Here's the windup from Cisneros, and it's right, hit back right up to her. Back to her, I should say, and as Brasser is thrown out at first. So Brasser makes the first out of the top of the fourth on the ground out. And up to the plate is the pitcher for the Laton Mustangs, Sydney Cisneros, who was walked her first plate appearance back in the first. So she's coming up here with one out here in the top of the fourth, and the Lady Mustangs down 4-0 to Sierra Pacific. Sierra Pacific is the #1 ranked team in the Division VI rankings, while Laton comes into the game at #3, and Cisneros grounds out to the third baseman, who throws her out at first for the second out of the top of the fourth. So far, Ortiz is throwing a pretty good game. She's only allowed one clean hit so far in this ball game, as Castaneda, the first baseman, stands in here. Swing and a miss. And it's tip foul at the plate. 0-2. High and inside on the pitch. And it's hit through the middle for a hit for Castaneda, and she's running to second. It goes all the way to the outfield, finally thrown back into the infield. So Castaneda ends up on second base with a double. And that's going to bring up the shortstop, Abby Thomas, who grounded out in the second. So Castaneda with a clean hit through the center of the diamond, and is now standing on second. Thomas now at the plate. Here's the pitch from Ortiz, and it's out of play. Thomas grounded out in the second, so she's looking for her first hit. Here's the pitch from Ortiz, and it's popped up to the first baseman, who makes a good catch on the fly ball. So Castaneda puts out Thomas for the third out of the top of the fourth. So at the end of 3.5, the Laton Mustangs get one hit, a double in this inning, but fail to score. So we're going to the bottom of the fourth, and the score remains the Sierra Pacific Golden Bears 4 and the Laton Mustangs 0. Pretty good crowd on hand here at Sierra Pacific High School. They like their softball, and this championship game is just a reflection of the community in Hanford, a very close-knit community here in the Central Valley. We're about 45 minutes south of Fresno, and it's a very warm day here, as most of the high schools are winding up the semester, preparing for the summer break. And we'll be broadcasting more softball and baseball action the rest of the week. Just log on to playonsports.com and look for the broadcast in your area, and we'll be sure to give you all the action wherever it happens here in the Central Valley. My name is Mark Espinoza, and glad you could join us as we are preparing to going to the bottom of the fourth inning. And now batting for Sierra Pacific is the second baseman, Jamie Williams. First pitch is hit up the middle and through for a single. So right off the bat on the first pitch, Jamie Williams gets on base with a single. And now up to bat is the third baseman, Riley Simmons, who struck out in the second. It's 4-0 in favor of Sierra Pacific as Simmons stands in and tries to bunt the ball, but it goes foul down the left field line. So Williams has to retreat back to first. She was well on her way to second base. Might have been a hit and run here. Here's a pitch from Cisneros, and it's hit foul. Ball is outside for a ball. Count is 1-1 to Simmons as she pops it out of play down the left line. So Simmons trying to move the runner over to first. She takes another hack at it, and it goes to the backstop. Simmons batting .186 on the year. She is the third baseman. Here's the next pitch, and it's popped up to the pitcher, but the third baseman takes control and makes the play. That's Cassia Brassard on the play. So that's the first out of the inning. And Jamie Williams remains at first base after having singled in her at bat. So Simmons flies out, and that'll bring up number 3, the center fielder, Samantha Smith, in the bottom of the fourth, and she lines it foul. Next pitch is in the dirt, and here's Williams going for second, and she gets in there. So Simmons now is at second base. Ball is high for a ball. 2 balls. Here's the next pitch from Cisneros. It's popped up. And nice play by the catcher, Marina Mendiola, on the pop-up. Makes a nice play for the second out of the inning. Up to plate now is the right fielder, Holly Stafford, who in her last plate appearance in the second, on an error, managed to wind up at third base and pitches high for a ball. So Jamie Williams now at second base in scoring position, and at the plate is Holly Stafford. Here's the pitch from Cisneros, and it's inside for a ball. So there's 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth here. Here's a pitch from Cisneros. It's popped up to the left side, and the third baseman, Cassia Brassard, can't make the play, so it drops in for a foul ball. Here's the windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss in the dirt. And Brassard makes it to third base. So some really good base running by Jamie Williams. Heads up play, and she's now standing at third. Stafford trying to drive in that fifth run for the Golden Bears. And you got Jamie Williams bluffing down the third base line. "60 feet from home plate, trying to get that all-important fifth run of the game. And it's a swing and a miss by Holly Stafford for the third out. So Stafford flies, or strikes out, I should say. And we've had one hit in this inning by Jamie Williams, no errors. And at the end of 4 innings of play, it's this hometown Sierra Pacific 4 and the Laton Mustangs nothing. So we're more than halfway through this ball game, and so far it's been dominated by Sierra Pacific as they hold a 4-0 score on the strength of pitcher Gabby Ortiz and some really good fielding by the outfielders and infielders. Laton has had a little trouble at the plate, most of that due to the excellent pitching by Gabby Ortiz. Remember, Gabby Ortiz was the pitcher of the year in the East Sequoia League, so she's definitely living up to her billing. And she takes the mound for the top of the fifth. So the first batter up for Laton here in the top of the fifth will be Jane Lee Montalvo, who grounded out in the second inning. She stands in there, batting right-handed against the left-handed Gabby Ortiz. First pitch is a ball. Oh, it makes it a strike. So he gets the umpire behind the plate takes some time to call those balls and strikes, so it's kind of confusing when I'm waiting for the call here. So here's the next pitch, and it's hit back to Ortiz, who picks up the ball, throws to first for the out. So Montalvo grounds out to the pitcher for the first out of the top of the fifth. And next up will be the right fielder, Jeanette Avila, who struck out in the second.
Next up, number 10, Jeanette Avila.
First pitch from Ortiz is a ball. Missed somewhere. Looks for the sign, and then she comes in with a pitch, which is a ball. Here's the next pitch from Ortiz. And it's in there. Swing and a miss by Avila. Kind of fooled on a pitch, low and outside. Here's the windup and the pitch, and another swing and a miss, and she goes down swinging. So another strikeout. Avila strikes out. That's the second time she's struck out in the game, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Licinia Jimenez. She hits it to the first baseman, picks up the ball, and looks like it's going to be a foul ball on that play. It's called a foul ball by the home plate umpire, Cherie Shoemake. So here's Ortiz with the pitch, and it's in the dirt. Ortiz, a left-handed pitcher going against the right-handed Licenia Jimenez. It's a little different in softball where you have the girls wearing almost look like football helmets with the face mask for their safety. And it hits sharply to the second baseman. Jamie Williams, she can't handle the rocket, and it goes through her glove for a single for Licenia Jimenez. That's going to bring up to the plate here in the top of the fifth, Melissa Castaneda, the second baseman. So the runner on first and 2 outs. First pitch is a strike. Here's the next pitch from Ortiz, and it's hit down the left field line for a base hit. So the runner at first and second, as Castaneda gets a single. And now with 2 on and 2 out, up to the plate is Marina Mendiola, the catcher, who flied out in her last at bat in the third. Here's a pitch from Ortiz, now in a little bit of a stressful inning here as the first pitch is in the dirt. So now Laton Mustangs now definitely with a scoring threat, a serious scoring threat here in the top of the fifth. Trying to put some runs on the board here as we get into the late innings. And quick throw to first base, but the runner gets back in time. Snap throw there by the catcher, Kiana Molina. Here's the next pitch, and it's hit sharply to the first baseman past her, and now the bases are going to be loaded with 2 outs as Mendiola gets a single. So 3 consecutive singles here in the top of the fifth. And now at the plate is the third baseman, Kelsey Brassard, who's had a single and is grounded out in her last plate appearance in the fourth. So now there's a little conference on the mound here. This is the first real trouble that Ortiz has been in this game as we are in the top of the fifth inning. The Lady Mustangs trying to make it a game here as we are heading into the latter stages of this championship game here. And Kelsey Brassard, the first baseman, one of the top players for the Lady Mustangs, stands in there. And it's a sharp hit ball up the middle for the first run of the game. So the Lady Mustangs score 2 runs, make that 1 run as the last batter is thrown out at the plate. So 3 consecutive hits, 3 hits in the inning, but they do score 1 run to finally get on the board. So at going into the bottom of the fifth, it's now Sierra Pacific 4 and the Laton Mustangs 1. Stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com post-game show where we will select our player of the game and have a live interview with that player. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. So the Lady Mustangs managed to score a run here in the just completed top of the fifth inning. And now they are within 3 runs of the #1 ranked team in the Division 6 of the Central section, the Sierra Pacific Golden Bears. Sierra Pacific only lost 3 times all season. Won a total of 22 games. But Laton also has the ability to score some runs as well, as they managed to put one across the plate in the top of the 5th. They also have a sparkling, the Lady Mustangs have a sparkling away record on the season. They're 8-1 on the road, so they definitely are a good road team and still have time in this game to close the gap. As we're getting ready to start the bottom of the 5th inning, Sierra Pacific will be up to bat here as they try to at least score another run to regain a 4-run advantage. They were leading 4-0 after 4 innings, but in the top of the 5th, the Lady Mustangs managed to scratch out a run to make it interesting here as we go into the bottom of the 5th. So up to bat for the Golden Bears is the catcher, Kiana Molina. First pitch is foul. Here's the pitch from Cisneros. Another foul ball. Hard hit ball, but it's foul. Molina struck out earlier in the first inning. She's the catcher for the Golden Bears. But she also led the team in batting with a .536 average. And the ball misses somewhere. So the home plate umpire, Cherie Shoemake, calls that a ball. I don't know where that missed, but we'll go with it. And it's down the left field line. Nice hit by Molina as she tries for second. Here comes the throw, and it's too late. So she makes it to the second base, standing up for a double. So right off the bat, the Golden Bears get their leadoff batter on base in the form of Kiana Molina's double. And up to the plate is first baseman Marisa Enriquez, who flied out in the 3rd. So a runner in scoring position right off the bat is a pop-up to the center fielder, and it's over ahead, and that's going to probably score Thomas, or Molina rather, and it does. So the Golden Bears get that run back here in the bottom of the 5th on a hit. Nice hit from Marisa Enriquez, who's now on second base. And up to the plate now is the left fielder, Elena Gomez. Who grounded out in the 3rd, but also scored in the 2nd on a wild pitch. And speaking of wild pitches, there's another one there. So now Enriquez is now standing on 3rd base for the Golden Bears, and Elena Gomez is now at the plate. So the Golden Bears once again threatening to score. They just scored another run here. It's now 5-1 here in the bottom of the 5th in favor of Sierra Pacific, the home team. popped up out of play. Fly ball, and it's missed by the third baseman. Calcia Brassert misjudges the ball, goes over her head, and another run scores. So another run scores for the Golden Bears. There's 2 runs in the inning so far. Score is now 6-1 in favor of Sierra Pacific. And up to the plate is Ashley Brown, who got a single in the third. Here's the pitch from Cisneros, and it's tipped foul at the plate. Looks like it was a bunt. Here's the pitch to Brown, pop up to the left, or third baseman for the out. So she flies out to Calcia Brassert. So that's 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th, but 2 runs have already scored. And up to the plate is the pitcher, Gabby Ortiz, who grounds to the third baseman, who tries to force at second, but the runner is safe at second. So Gomez is now at second base. And Ortiz is taken out for, it looks like, a pinch runner. So now there's a pause in the action here.
Now batting number 2, Jamie.
Now batting is the second baseman, Jamie Williams. Here's the pitch. It's pop up. Easy pop up for the pitcher, Cisneros, and she puts it away for the second out of the bottom of the 5th. 6-1 in favor of Sierra Pacific.
Next up, number 5, Riley Simmons.
Riley Simmons, the third baseman, is now at the plate. A right-handed batter, facing the right-handed pitcher, Sydney Cisneros. Runner at second. Here's the pitch, and it's hit to the right side and over the outstretched arms of the second baseman. And throw to the plate is high, and another run scores for Sierra Pacific. Scoring on the play is Elena Gomez. It's now 7-1 with 3 runs scored in this inning, top of the 5th, or bottom of the 5th, excuse me. So Sierra Pacific playing very aggressively here. And going back to what Coach Jennifer Bueno said before the game, that they wanted to get those timely hits, keep it close until they get those timely hits, and that's exactly what they're doing now. They're taking advantage of some good hitting, good base running, and now they have a 6-run lead here in the bottom of the 5th over the Laton Mustangs. Here's a pitch from Cisneros. It's high for a ball. And here's Samantha Smith, the center fielder. And it's caught by Cisneros for the third out. So Samantha Smith flies out to the pitcher for the third out. So at the end of 5 full innings, and in the bottom of the 5th, the Golden Bears get 3 hits, including a double, score 3 runs, and now at the end of 5 full innings, lead the Laton Mustangs 7-1. And remember, this is a 7-inning game. In softball, it's different than baseball. So there's 7 innings. Unless there's a tie at the end of 7, then they would go to extra innings. There is a mercy rule, 10 runs or more advantage. as Ortiz is getting ready to pitch here in the top of the 6th. The Lady Mustangs have a lot of work to do here if they want to have a shot at keeping this game close and make a run for it in the last couple of innings here. If they can score some runs here in the top of the 6th, maybe 2 or 3 runs. They've already got a run, so if they score 3 runs, it'd be 7-4, and then they would have a shot at it, let's say in the 7th. So if you try to think of it of not scoring like all 7 runs in this inning, then it might be a little easier to do it that way. Make a dent, score some runs here in the top of the 6th. So leading off for the Laton Mustangs here in the top of the 6th is number 45, the pitcher, Sydney Cisneros, who grounded out in the 4th in their last appearance. So Ortiz on the mound having a heck of a game. No doubt showing why she is the top pitcher in the league. Here's the windup and the pitch. And it's popped up to the center fielder, who makes the play. That's Samantha Smith catching the fly ball, ranging to her left for the first out of the top of the 6th. So Cisneros flies out to the center fielder. And up to the plate walks the first baseman, Tori Castaneda, who had a double back in the 4th. She's the only one in the on the Lady Mustangs with an extra base hit. It's a good time for her to get another one, get in scoring position. Main thing is for the Lady Mustangs to get some runners on base so they can drive in some runs. Ortiz with the windup and the pitch is hit sharply to the third baseman, Simmons, who throws to first for the putout. And that's out number 2. Oh, that was a foul ball, excuse me. So it's a foul ball, is the call. Here's Ortiz. Tip foul at the plate. Strike 2. Here in the late innings, Ortiz is not showing any signs of slowing down. Really good delivery, nice and tight and compact. Doesn't seem to be tiring in any way. Looks like she has still a lot of gas in the proverbial gas tank. At the plate is Abby Thomas, the shortstop, who grounded out in the 2nd. Here's the pop-up, and it's a put out by Ortiz. So Thomas flies out to the pitcher for the 2nd out. The runner on first, form of Tori Castaneda, and at the plate is Jaylade Montalvo, the center fielder. First pitch is a ball. Montalvo grounded out in the 5th and also in the 2nd. So she's 0 for 2. Here's the pitch from Ortiz. It's in the dirt. Here's the pitch. And it's chopped to the third baseman, Simmons, who throws to first for the 3rd out of the game. So we played 5.5 innings, And in the top of the 6th, the Lady Mustangs have 1 base on balls but score no runs. And we go to the bottom of the 6th inning with the home team Sierra Pacific leading this one 7-1 over the Laton Mustangs. You're watching PlayOnSports.com's coverage of the Central Section Division 6 Softball Championship live from Hanford, California. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget that Play On Sports will bring you more baseball and softball coverage later this week with a number of contests scheduled around the Central Valley of California. Be sure to check PlayOnSports.com for those times to see the live streaming coverage, or whenever you get a chance, you can always go back on the website and look us up for the game in your area to watch at your leisure. 7-1. Sierra Pacific leading the Lady Mustangs of Laton. So here we are in the bottom of the 6th. Now batting for the Sierra Pacific Golden Bears is number 4, Holly Stafford, who struck out in the 4th. She also ended up on 3rd base in the 2nd by way of an error and flied out in the 1st. Once again facing Cisneros on the mound. First pitch is a ball. Last pitch was a ball. Swing and a miss. That was a good pitch from Cisneros. Stafford came into this game hitting .311 on the year with 19 hits and 61 at bats, 4 RBI on the year, as she leads off the bottom of the 6th for the Golden Bears, who currently lead this title game 7-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch, and it's hit to the right side of the diamond, the infield, and gets past the second baseman, Jamie Williams. Oh, make that Melissa Castaneda, excuse me.
Next up, number 11,
As Holly Stafford's now standing on first base with a single. So here's Kiana Molina at the plate. First pitch is high and wide for ball 1. Molina had a double in the 4th in her last plate appearance. Popped up to the left side, out of play. Another pop up behind the plate and over the backstop. Strike 2. So with the runner on first with no outs, here's Molina, hits the ball to the shortstop, Abby Thomas, who makes the forced throw to second base for the first out of the inning.
stepping into the batter's box, number 9, Marissa Enriquez.
And up to the plate is Marissa Enriquez, the first baseman, who hit a double back in the 5th inning. Chop foul at the plate in the 5th inning. That was when the Golden Bears put 3 runs on the board on 3 hits, so Marissa was a big part of that rally. She stands in there, batting left-handed against the right-handed Sydney Cisneros. Here's the pitch, low and outside. Pop up. Behind the backstop, out of play. And it's hit to the right side, into the outfield for a base hit. As Hallie Stafford goes all the way to third base on the play. And Enriquez is on first base with that single. As Stafford's now at third, and up to the plate walks Elena Gomez, the left fielder, who got a single back in the fifth. She also was a part of that three-run rally the Golden Bears had in the fifth. She hits the ball to the third baseman, who throws her out at first. And looks like she made it to first. So it's hit by Gomez. Bases are loaded with one out, and up is shortstop Ashley Brown, number 15. She got a single back in the third for her hit of the game. And she's in a golden opportunity to definitely put a crimp in any comeback plans that Lady Mustangs have in mind. If she can get another run across, that would definitely really put the pressure on the Lady Mustangs here in the latter part of this game. A little bit of a consultation with her coach, Jennifer Bueno, on a little bit of strategy, I presume. As Coach Willie Castaneda for the Late Mustangs gets done talking to his pitcher, Sydney Cisneros, on what they want to throw Ashley Brown here at the plate. Here's the first pitch to Brown, and it's a ball. So bases are loaded for Sierra Pacific. And threatening to really blow this game wide open. Here's a swing and a miss by Ashley Brown. Definitely going for the big hit there, and can't catch up to that high fastball. Another pitch is inside for a ball. And it was 1-2. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and she strikes out. Ashley Brown strikes out in a key situation here. So good pitching by Sydney Cisneros here to prevent any extra runs here to go across the plate. But now we have Gabby Ortiz, her counterpart, the starting pitcher for the Golden Bears, who's really thrown a heck of a game today. And at the plate, she's in a critical situation with the bases loaded. And she pops it up, and that's behind the plate and against the backstop for a foul. So Gabby Ortiz here trying to help herself here. Here's the pitch, and it's hit as a pop-up to the third baseman for the put-out by Kelsey Brassert. So, in the inning, here in the bottom of the sixth, 3 hits, but no runs. And at the end of 6 full innings, Sierra Pacific leads the Late Mustangs 7-1. Stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show, where we will select our player of the game and have a live interview with that player. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Professional action photography from today's game is provided by Max Prep. They are your leader in high school athletics. Visit MaxPreps.com to view statistics and high-quality photos from today's match. MaxPreps.com.
So as we get ready to start the top of the 7th, this is the last inning, last chance for the visiting Laton Mustangs. If they want to continue, they need to score a bunch of runs here. And the starting pitcher for the Sierra Pacific Golden Bears, Gabby Ortiz, has had a lot to say about that situation this afternoon, as she has only allowed 1 run so far in this ball game, living up to her billing as the pitcher of the year in the East Sequoia League. She wound up the season with a 15-win, 2-loss record. And also, we've had some good timely hitting in the game from Sierra Pacific. So it's all adds up to a 7-1 lead going here to the top of the 7th. In the top of the 7th, batting. So now we have a pinch hitter here. We have Kylie. Make sure I got the right pronunciation of this. Number 17 is Kylie Remp, batting in the leadoff position here in the top of the 7th as a pinch hitter. First pitch to Remp is a strike. So 0-1 here in the top of the 7th. Here's the next pitch from Ortiz, and it's low for a ball. 1-1. Kylie Remp batting right-handed against the left-handed Gabby Ortiz. Here's the pitch from Ortiz, and it's a strike. 1-2. So all that Laton has to do is, well, easier said than done, but they have to get some runners on base, so they're going to have a shot at this. And Remp goes for a high pitch and strikes out. So now batting is Lasenia Jimenez, the left fielder, out number 1, recorded here in the top of the 7th. Here's the pitch from Ortiz, and it's a ball. Here's the pitch. It's popped up to the right side and out of the reach of the first baseman for Sierra Pacific, Marissa Enriquez. Here's a pitch from Ortiz. Popped up to the right side, playable. Oh, and it's caught. And that is a foul ball. So the call is a foul ball, not an out. So Jimenez regains her batting stance in the batter's box. Here's the next pitch from Ortiz. It's in the dirt. So 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Sierra Pacific with a commanding 7-1 lead here in their quest for the Division VI softball championship. Here's Ortiz with the windup and the pitch. Ball is in the dirt on a third swing and a miss, and Jimenez is thrown out at first for the second out here in the top of the 7th. So now up to bat for the last chance for the Laton Mustangs here. Down to the last out here in the top of the 7th, trailing 7-1 here. The pitch from Ortiz is low and outside, ball 1. Here's the pitch. High and inside, ball 2. Oh, low, but it's called a strike. the pitch. And it's to the shortstop who throws to first for the out. And the Sierra Pacific Golden Bears have won the Division VI softball championship on their home diamond, defeating the visiting and third-ranked Laton Mustangs, who had a fine year nevertheless. They defeat the Laton Mustangs here by a final score of 7-1. Stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com post-game show. We'll have an interview with our player of the game. That's coming up in just a few moments. Once again, the Sierra Pacific Golden Bears have defeated the Laton Mustangs by a score of 7-1 for the Central Section Division VI Championship on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Bears. Gabby, I was talking to your coach before the game, Jennifer Bueno, and she told me there was going to be a pitching duel before the game, and you pretty much held up your end of the bargain. What was working? What kind of pitchers were working for you out there today?
My curveball outside, rise ball, and my drop a lot of my drop too outside.
And before you went into the game, did the coach say anything to your team as far as how to play this game? Was there any kind of strategy going into the game against Laton?
Yeah, to start off a lot of hitting, just to get the pitcher off guard, because we heard that she get rattled really easy. So we just thought, just keep hitting off her and we'll win, and just to play really, really strong defense.
And when you were out there, I noticed that even into the later innings, going into the fourth, fifth, and sixth innings, you seemed to be as fresh as you were in the first inning. Did you feel like you were tiring, or were you pretty fresh throughout the game?
I was pretty fresh throughout the game. I don't get too tired like that. I don't get tired that easily. During a game, I can go a long time usually. But yeah, it was a good game.
And your defense behind you played a pretty good game, especially. We went into in the fifth inning, and that's when the Golden Bears added an extra 3 runs to your benefit, and so they definitely helped you offensively. How did you feel out there with that kind of run support?
I felt really good that I had a huge cushion, so even if I did make a mistake, my defense was going to help me, and we were going to stay calm in any situation.
Now, I understand you're a sophomore this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you were also, by the way, I mentioned a couple of times on the broadcast, you were a pitcher of the year in the East Sequoia League, and I think your record was 15-2, right?
Yes.
So you pretty much lived up to your billing, and what kind of plans do you have now that you're a champion of Division VI softball? What are your plans for next year and the following? How can you top this, do you think?
I want to not win any. I don't want to lose any games next year. I want to just keep winning and winning and winning, and I hopefully want to be the pitcher of the year again. Well,
you definitely showed it out there today, and you were definitely the player of the game. And that's going to conclude our player of the game interview. We'll be right back with more with PlayOnSports.com.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.